Welcome to week one in the NHL schedule 2023 for the Habs. And I'm wishing you all the best and I hope you all have the best 2023 year that is possible. Please hit the likes and subscribes. We muchly need it. And I hope you're highly blessed once again. Okay, this is going to be 3 games. This is going to actually be a shorter video. I'm going to make a backup video to this because I couldn't fit it all into one. It was just too much. I tried it several times. Anyway, 3 games coming up. Again, it's going to be a very simple thing for this video. This could be extremely short. Okay, so might be within 5 to 15 minutes. Okay, so here's where we go. Number one, tonight we're playing Nashville Predators. I foresee a loss very easily. I believe this team is much better than the Habs. They have a good veteran presence. They have the likes of McDonough in the back end, Yossi, and I can't even say Akalam or whatever you want to call him. I always had trouble with that name. Those three are going to be pretty potent. And McDonough being an ex-Hab, I wonder if he'll have a high performance. He always does well against the Habs. And then McCarron, the same thing, where the Habs are so bad. McCarron's not a superstar, but he could perform well because the Habs are that bad. So he could be in an ex-Hab the same thing. But then you got Forsberg and you've got Cody Glass, guys like that have been, added to this team. Duchesne, they got a good veteran present and they're pretty balanced. A good balance through this whole lineup. So there's a little bit of depth on this team. Their goaltending is good enough with Saros. I don't think it's like he's exceptional. I think he's a solid goaltender. However, I think if we would have more ingredients to our club, I think we could take this game because he has weak spots in his game. But he's good enough and easily, hands down, will beat the Habs. And I think, I don't have too much confidence. The Habs are going to get their butts kicked around quite a bit the rest of the season. And this is going to be an easy win for Nashville. And I'm being generous when I say I'm going to call the score 4-2 in favor of the Nashville Predators. And that's the way I see that. And hopefully there's some power play adjustments because I think Jack Eye should be inserted on the power play at the point. I even think that, unfortunately, Gooley's not there. So with him not being there, I would insert Barron and Harris, give them some chances at it because Jonathan Drouin and Hoffman and Dandonoff being on that power play, that's a nightmare. You want cough ups? Just give it to them. Although Dandonoff has power play success, he doesn't want to be in Montreal. That's evident. So I'd say, but you don't give it to Drouin either. So let's hope that there's some changes made, some clue-ins that Jack Eye seems to produce, and he's been given some chances, and anytime he has, he's either scored or someone scores off a rebound because he gets a shot through. So let's hope that's clued into because that's saying a lot. Where I'm saying 2 goals, I'm hoping that he has an effect there, but I think Cole Caulfield and Doc will be the guys to really might come through because I don't think Monahan will be back yet. But anyhow, we go from there, and let's hope that Richard's injected into the lineup, and Slavaski. I'd like to see them put on the second line, and I'd hate to say if Monahan's not back, I'd like to see Doc back as the second center, because I think it's time to they don't have the answers for the first line yet without Doc, but you can't waste Doc either because I think Suzuki has just not been there. I think he looks like he's injured to me, and if he's injured, I'd put him out of the lineup. Why risk it? He just doesn't look right. But anyhow, that being said, I would have Doc, Slavaski, and Richard. I think that you could get something going here with this line. There could be some chemistry. And I know if Monahan's back, that those 2 wingers would be probably perfect with Monahan. But I don't think he's back, so we got to go with Doc and just go with the rest of the rotation, as it is. Now, that being said, then we head into Thursday game, which is against the New York Rangers. They started off slow, these Rangers, but don't be one bit surprised because they're gaining steam. There's way too much firepower and depth on this team. If we got our asses handed to us on a silver platter by the Florida Panthers and the Washington Capitals, we're in big trouble in this matchup. I mean, you got Zabinajad, you've got Perrin, you've got Kreider, you've got Fox, you've got Snyder, you've got Trouba, and then you got Shesterkin, who is arguably, between him and Vasilevsky, one of the two best goaltenders in the entire league. And I honestly think we may have a problem even getting one goal on them. I think it's going to be quite the joke, really, when you think of it. For us to score, I mean, it's pathetic. So that being said, I would say I'm going to project, and I'm being very kind because if you look at those two previous games, this is a way better team than those two teams that played us prior. So me saying 6-1 or 6-0 is me being generous because this easily could be a 9-0, 10-0 game. Easily. This team is that good. And we got so much trouble scoring. We're going to be lucky if Caulfield or Doc can pop one, or you get a Jack Eye getting one on a power play at the point. That's about the only thing I could see happening, and that's you got a whole lot of luck and prayer to go there. So that being said, that's the outcome of that game. Like I said, this tape was going to be easy because it's so easy to project the way they're playing, and again, hopefully there's a move on the assistant coach coming too because Burroughs is not cutting it. Then we head to the Blues on the weekend. And again, this is a very similar, they're kind of similar to Nashville. They should be a little higher. I thought they were well enough that they would hold on to one of the last spots in the playoff picture, but they're playing under that. And they're having a lot of trouble, but they're starting to come on. And remember, all of these teams, this is why I think it's going to be tough for the Habs now from here on in. First quarter of the season, everybody was playing loose. So Martin St. Louis was coaching so well that it was like they were utilized and taking advantage of those easy games. Now that always when the holidays goes by, the teams tighten up, and now they're playing for playoff points. They tighten up a whole lot more, and our team is. You're going to see how bad we are. I knew this team was bad for a few years, but it's very bad. There's just third and fourth liners galore, and some people who shouldn't even be there. In the pros, a really bad team that these guys inherited. Sad to say for Gordon, but and Hughes and St. Louis, but they're doing a great job of moving things as they did last season. So thankfully that has happened. But with that being said, it's there's so much to be done, and St. Louis will handle us. And because they're so close, I think the points they're going to want those points, and they got good solid stability. So it's going to be another 4-2 game. I find it's going to be a very similar outcome, and that's me being generous because they got the goaltending that won a Stanley Cup on them. They got a good depth through that whole lineup, and they underplayed the first quarter. And I think they're going to be wanting to make a change so they get into the playoff picture. So that being said, there's another loss, and that's me being generous. So that ends your first week playoff previews. That being said, I'm gonna kind of break this up a little bit, and I'm gonna leave it at that. It's gonna be a short video, and I want to thank you. I do hope I will talk a little bit on Alex Burrows. I hope the Habs wake up and move this guy out because the power play is atrocious, and 2.5 years is long enough to prove yourself. And I will start the next video on that topic. And then we're going to hit the Lafreniere rumors, the defensemen that have been put out there that have been rumored that Montreal may be interested in. The offer coming out of Ottawa that actually I was proud of Hughes stating Drouin being involved in that, and that came from Weeks. So we'll talk about all of that in the next video, which I'm going to put out directly behind this one. And I want to thank you for joining me. Leave your comments. This is very easy. You're going to be kind of blown away that I'm picking out these losses, and I'm sorry. I'm a realistic fan, and but I respect everybody's opinion, and that's my opinion of what's going to transpire. So I'm putting it out there for you, and I thank you for coming. Leave your comments. I want to hear what you got to say. Please hit the likes and the subscribe. It's very much needed and wanted, and I would appreciate it because we need to get our numbers up so we can move forward. And I'm learning the software. I haven't had much help with it, but I'm doing it on my own, and we're getting there. I'm trying to put a half decent product and give you, I know we're giving you a good view. So that's the bottom dollar there. So if you could do that, that would be muchly appreciated. And I will see you in the next video directly after this one with updates and trade rumors. This is going to be an extra that I'm offering. I normally do one video a week, but I'm going to do an extra one because just so much trade. The insiders have been creating rumors. A lot of podcasters are creating rumors, and there's a lot of comments being made, hot-headedness, and I just want to address it because I think we got to calm ourselves down as Habs fans. We should want to look a little smarter than the rest, right? So I will address that. So I want to thank you again. Leave your comments. And really, I do hope that 2023 is an awesome, fantastic year for most of us, as I want to see you guys all do extremely well. I blow you a kiss. There's a kiss to you, hoping that you do well. And again, where does the puck drop first? At center ice.